Time is a limited and non renewable resource, yet many people fail to manage it effectively. This lecture applies foundational principles from economics, such as the Pareto principle, opportunity cost, the law of diminishing returns, and more, to the realm of time management. By viewing time as an economic asset, we can better understand how to allocate it strategically, prioritize high value tasks, minimize waste, and optimize overall productivity. What follows is a structured exploration of how economic thinking can transform the way we manage our time. Approaching time through the lens of economics enables us to make decisions based not on urgency or habit, but on value and return. Time, like capital, is something that must be invested wisely. By understanding the principles that govern value creation and resource allocation, we can begin to see our hours not as blocks to fill, but as assets to maximize. The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, suggests that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. In time management, this principle can be used to identify the small number of activities that generate the greatest impact. Most people spend a disproportionate amount of time on low value tasks, while the few actions that truly drive progress often get neglected. Identifying and consistently focusing on these high yield tasks is the cornerstone of effective time investment. The law of diminishing returns states that the more of a resource you apply, the less additional benefit you receive after a certain point. In time management, this means that extra hours spent on a single task may not result in proportionally better outcomes and may, in fact, reduce performance due to fatigue or loss of focus. Effective time use involves recognizing the optimal stopping point, beyond which continued effort is inefficient. Opportunity cost refers to the value of what you give up when you choose one option over another. Time spent on one task is time not spent on another, perhaps more important task. Every decision, then, must be weighed not only by its potential payoff, but also by what it displaces. For example, choosing to respond to emails during your peak mental hours may cost you the opportunity to engage in a deeper, more creative work. The time value of money teaches that a dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. Similarly, an hour today is worth more than an hour tomorrow because what you do now compounds. Early investment of time into high leverage activities like building systems, developing skills, or making strategic decisions yields long term dividends. Delay and procrastination erode value by postponing these compounding benefits. Scarcity lies at the heart of economics, and time is the most universally scarce resource. Unlike money, you cannot earn more of it. You must choose how to allocate it, and every choice involves trade-offs. This forces prioritization. Saying yes to one thing means saying no to something else. Understanding this helps clarify values and sharpen focus. Economies of scale refer to the efficiencies gained by increasing the scale of operation. Applied to time, this means grouping similar tasks together can reduce the cost, measured in time and attention, of completing them. Batching tasks like emails, errands, or administrative work allows for smoother workflows and reduced cognitive switching costs. Marginal utility explains how the added benefit gained from each additional unit of a resource tends to decrease over time. In practical terms, the value you get from each extra hour spent on a task usually declines. The first stretch of focused effort might yield clear, high quality results, but by the third or fourth, productivity often drops significantly. Recognizing when returns begin to taper off allows you to redirect your energy to fresher, more impactful pursuits. Time horizons refer to how far into the future you're evaluating benefits and costs. In time management, short term tasks often feel urgent, but it's the long term investments, learning, building, reflecting, that create disproportionate value. A balanced time strategy includes immediate tasks, but also protects space for deeper, slower efforts that yield future freedom and insight. The sunk cost fallacy is the tendency to continue an endeavor once resources have been invested, even if the future payoff is no longer justified. In time terms, this means continuing to work on something just because you've already spent time on it, even if it's no longer the right use of your time. Effective time managers cut losses and reallocate attention when returns no longer justify investment. Elasticity in economics refers to how responsive one variable is to changes in another. Time elasticity involves how adaptable your schedule is to shifting priorities. Rigid schedules break under stress, flexible ones bend. Leaving buffer time between commitments, building in room for error, and reserving unstructured time are strategies that protect your most valuable resource, your attention. Batching and automation are time saving methods derived from industrial efficiency. Tasks that repeat should be grouped or automated. Systematizing repetitive actions such as meal planning, calendar scheduling, or file organization frees up cognitive bandwidth and reduces the need for daily decision making, allowing you to spend your time where it matters most. In summary, applying economic principles to time management transforms how we manage our days. The Pareto principle teaches us to focus on the few things that matter. Diminishing returns warn us against overinvestment. Opportunity cost sharpens our awareness of trade-offs. The time value of money reminds us to act now, not later. Scarcity demands prioritization. Economies of scale and marginal utility guide us to work smarter, not longer. Time horizons challenge us to plan for the long game. The sunk cost fallacy frees us from obligation to wasted effort. Elasticity, batching, and automation help us build resilient, efficient systems. Time management is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with precision and intention. By acting like an economist, you can begin treating your time as the precious, powerful resource it is, and in doing so, dramatically increase your capacity to create, contribute, and grow.